Hi, my name's Martin Maudsley. I'm a storyteller and I'm here with Ilse, a friend of mine and an artist, and we're in the woods at Thorncombe near Dorchester. And I love trees. I love the woods and I love spending time next to a tree. And there may be trees in your park, there may be trees on your street or in your garden even, but wherever they are, it's always worth sitting down if you can, or just getting close to a tree and starting to think about the character of each individual tree. Which reminds me of a story. And there was once a woman who loved the woods. She loved walking in the woods through each of the seasons. She knew the tree so well, they became friends to her. She could tell each tree just by the feel of its bark against her fingers or by the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves. And one day she came to an old beech tree in the springtime and she sat down after walking all morning, enjoying the peace of the air, the bird song, the comfort of the tree's roots like an armchair, and just spending time with this particular old friend. And she was so happy she took a flask, poured herself a little cup of tea, and as she nearly finished the tea, she just poured the cold tea at the end of the cup onto the roots and said, "Thank you." And as soon as she said that, she felt the roots trembling. She felt her back beginning to tremble behind her, and so she slowly stood up and she looked back at the tree. And as she looked into the bark of the tree, amongst the moss and the fissures, she could see a face coming out of the tree. She looked and saw branches moving as if they were articulated like arms with twiglet fingers, and a voice that spoke from the tree said, "Thank you very much." And the tree gave her a gift. And what the gift is, well, you can imagine for yourself. The story is not quite told, but what I love to do when I'm here in the woods is just imagine the possibilities of each character of each tree, looking up at the kind of face that might grow out of the tree, or thinking about how old the tree might be, and if it suddenly uprooted itself, like in the story I've just told you, what would the tree like to say, or how would it interact with me? And there's lots of ways we can do that, using our imaginations, making up stories, but also using art as well. So I'm really intrigued and happy to be with Ilse, and we're going to look together at how we can make the personalities, the features, the face of a tree come to life using art. So let's go and find Ilse and another tree. So Ilse, you've got an amazing texture on this bark already. It almost looks like it could be faces, could be two eyes there. So where would you like this paper?
I'm just deciding actually.
Onto the bark?
Yeah, let's go on, let's try that. Let's try this here. Just get it to you. So I'm going to use oil pastels because they're very good for taking up texture, and they're also very good resist for inks because I'm going to be working into it with ink. So I'm starting by doing texture. This is something which is so lovely about doing rubbings. It's kind of stroking.
Yeah, it's very tactile, isn't it?
It is. You're welcome to join in if you like.
Yeah, I'd like to. It looks fun.
Do. Okay, that is a very good start, I would say. And at this point, I'm going to suggest that we take this down, put it on the ground, and then I'll get the inks and get cracking with the inks.
I'll do that, you get the inks. So if we didn't have a whole long piece of paper like you have, we could maybe just use a single sheet to look at a face. It's not hard to see eyes or you know, sort of facial features when you look at a tree.
I really love working with the resist because there's an element of surprise. You don't have to be in control. I'm going to go with more of the hairy theme here.
Oh, that's nice. The wind has brought in some...
Yeah, we can add leaves. Yeah.
Sweet chestnut tree man is coming to life for us. He's starting to take shape. And then I suppose for me as a storyteller, I'd want to know what personality he is. And I don't know, immediately I'm thinking he's a bit confused. He's sort of maybe like if he suddenly becomes human from being in tree form for dozens, if not decades, hundreds of years, then how would it feel to suddenly be a human? And how would he react to the world around him?
This is just an intuitive choice to bring a little bit of to lift the image a bit and to give it a feeling that it's coming from something.
So I'm wondering what trees you'll find in where you live and what stories you'll come up with by spending time and thinking and making art from your particular trees. We'd love to hear them as well, I guess. If you can send them to us, that would be great.
Definitely.
Thank you and good night.